In the previous video, we looked at turning this into a constructor function and a class. And in this one, we want to look at what if we wanted to be able to hover our mouse over and see where we're intersecting. So here I have this map, and what I want to do is be able to say, like, when my mouse is over a certain point, show me like information about that point. So what I need to do is take one other value, and in this case, it's going to be the city name. I'm going to stop this as we're going. So this dot city equals city. So we can look at this and see, okay, my data column here, I need to see information about my data, the name of my row. So I'm just going to quickly come up here and go print data. And this should show me at the top. It'll take a second to load. So this has 4 columns. And so city is the name of my row here, or my column here. I'm gonna stop this. Turn that off. So I need to get that column. So let city equal data.get column and city. And then here, I'm going to push the name of that city to the class. So here I've got X, Y, and city. And so then this is now going to take 3 variables, and this is going to be city at that particular index value. So it should be the same as these map latitude, longitude, or as the latitude, the longitude, and the city will all be at the same point. Now, and we can test that by looking at USA cities 0. And I'm going to print this. We should see this pop up down here and tell me, so this city at this particular point is Prairie Ridge. Awesome. Now the next step is to make a intersect function to inside our class to see if they're actually overlapping when our mouse is hovering over it. So I'm going to call a new function, or make a new function, intersect. And this is going to take an X and a Y, which is going to be our mouse value. And here I'm going to say let distance. So this is going to create a variable that is called distance that measures the distance between X and Y and this dot X and this dot Y. And then I'm going to use that if distance is greater than the size of my point. So if I'm going to say if it's greater than, and this is where using an ellipse might be a little bit better. Ellipse. I'm going to turn off the stroke weight, make this a fill, and this is just going to be the size of 2. And we'll make sure this has no stroke. So what this is going to do is, if it's greater than the size of 2, or if it's less than 2 away, sorry, then we need to do something. We need to show this city. So what I'm going to do is I have to go back and think about, like, where do I want to show this city? And so I want to show it on the canvas somewhere. So in order to do that, I need to create a container where I can show text. And the easiest way to do that is with a p tag. And so I'm going to come back up to the top and make a global variable, let p, and inside setup, I'm going to make a container. P is going to be equal to create p, so create a paragraph tag. And inside that, I'm going to write city. This takes a string, and this creates a literal paragraph. And we're going to keep it off the canvas right now, and then we'll move it back on. And so here, I'm going to write p.html So this is going to refill the HTML with the city name. Save this. And then I have to use the distance function, or the intersect function inside our for loop inside draw. So intersect and USA cities I dot intersect, and because this takes an X and a Y, I want this to look at the mouse X and mouse Y. So we see the city name down here, and now when I hover over, it's showing me the name of the particular city that I'm hovering on top of. And keep in mind, this is really dense, like there's a lot of cities here. If I want to move this onto the canvas, what I need to do is stop this, and I need to say p.position. Let's do 10, 10. And I'm going to add a class to this so I can make the color white. Add class. And I'm going to call this city. And then I can go into my CSS, add a class of city, and color white. And now we should see that pop up on the top here with city. And now when I hover over, it'll show me information about my points. And so this is the start of being able to show, details about your visualization that you're making. Depending on how many data points you have, it'll go a little bit faster or slower. There's ways we can speed it up, but this would be one sort of approach you could take.